bring Larry into the conversation. Good morning, Larry.
Good morning. Thanks for taking my call.
You betcha, bud. Thanks for being up early and ringing in quick. You must have a burning roofing question.
I do, in fact.
Okay.
We've got a flat roof. It's about 25 years old. We bought the house new in '98, and we've had it recoated every 4 or 5 years. Now that the roof needs to be ripped off, the whole thing, all the foam, everything. It's damaged from hail and sun and whatever.
Okay.
Anyway, we've got 3 quotes from some of your partners, and one of the options that one of them had is, in addition to the foam and the coating, take the foam and the coating up to the top of the parapet, and that adds about another 10% to the cost of the estimate. I'm curious, I had remembered that you had said something a long time ago in one of the shows I listen to every week about something about the elastomeric paint, and I was curious if that was a good idea or a bad idea.
Okay, that's a great question. It's a loaded question. Jim, you want to take it first? I would still have a lot more questions to ask, but you go ahead.
And on top of taking it, let's back up for anybody listening. A lot of new people coming here. Some people may not even know what a parapet is.
Okay.
Let's explain what type of roof he has to begin with.
Good call.
All right. So we've got multiple types of roofs. You see the tile roofs, which are pitch roofs. You got shingle roofs, and those are all in the steep slope category. Then you've got the low slope roofs, which are predominantly flat. We'll call them flat. They have a very, very small rise, usually a 1 to maybe 2 inch rise in a 12-inch span. I think I'm saying that right.
Yeah.
So it's a very low pitch, very, very low pitch. So we're limited on materials that we can use on those on those types of roofs, and foam is one of them. I would offer this to Larry, that somebody take a look at it, and foam theoretically should last almost forever if it's been taken care of at all.
But it was damaged by hail, he said.
Even damaged by hail, depending on the amount. Sometimes we can take a look at that, and sometimes it can be maybe a major restoration. But let's assume that you have to refoam it. A parapet wall, so you have a flat roof, you have penetrations, you've got air conditioners, you've got pipes and things like that. But a parapet wall is a vertical wall, usually on the outside of the house. Typical construction, it's going to be 2-3 feet tall, and that wall is a termination point for the roof. It's also usually a load bearing type situation. It's the outside wall of the building, of the structure. Oftentimes it is a better deal to run the foam and the coating up to the top and outside of the wall. A lot might depend, Larry, on whether that wall is a block wall, or if it's and we've had this conversation. There's lawsuits. There's all kinds of crazy stuff. There's a lot of detail in this. If it's a block wall, yes, you can go up, you can terminate it, and spray coating and foam. If it's a stucco wall or a drive-it wall, a framed wall, then
we call them silly sticks and stucco.
Yeah, exactly. Then that may not be the best way to do it. I've run into, or maybe depending on what exactly is going on apartment complexes where people are trying to save a little bit of money. It seems convenient because foam is considered self-flashing in some ways. It sticks to everything, so theoretically,
even the cars in the driveway.
I say its strengths are its weaknesses because it's strong, but it's weak because of just one little breeze it'll trash a whole parking lot. Yeah. So anyway, I guess the crux of the conversation, Larry, is do you know if there's a solid flashing that goes up the inside of the wall, or if there may be a metal reglet or a metal flashing or counter flashing halfway down, or maybe 8 inches off of the roof surface.
Let's assume that's because in '98 vintage, I believe it's going to be a wrap drop to a drip edge existing out on top of the cant strip. So
Okay.
let's assume it's that second scenario you just painted.
So if that's the case, if that's the case, what you're doing, if they foam up to the outside top of the parapet wall, or even the inside top of the parapet wall, they're trapping water basically. They're not allowing the wall, the inside of the wall, the parts that most people don't see or understand. You're not allowing it to weep water the way it should.
And stucco will always weep water.
Stucco always,
It's a sponge.
It's meant to. It's
Yeah.
designed to. There's a waterproofing system that's underneath that weeps that water out through a series of flashings, metal flashings that are placed perfectly, to the point where when these houses are built, if it's done properly, there's inspections that are done for that reason before the stucco goes on, because it's almost 100% watertight before the stucco even goes on. I've lost large jobs, large proposals because I said I would not do that, and other contractors said, "Oh no,
It's
this will
okay.
work." Yeah.
Okay. How do you get back underneath that with your foam and your elastomeric coating?
Unfortunately, it gets a little more pricey because the only right way to do it is you're going to do a saw cut, and you're going to cut that stucco out of there, and then you're going to pull all that out. You're going to get to that waterproofing world underneath there. You're going to make it all waterproof, put the right flashings in, and then you're going to foam up to that.
And stucco repair
And
back.
then stucco down back over the top of it.